Writing. Picture this. A car that looks like it just rolled straight out of 1970, dripping with muscle-era attitude, but when it fires up, it doesn't just rumble, it announces itself with modern authority. Today, we're diving deep into something truly special. The 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle SS Restomod, a machine where vintage soul meets modern engineering in the most thrilling way possible. The moment you lay eyes on this Chevelle, it hits you. That unmistakable silhouette, the long hood, the aggressive stance, the wide shoulders, it's all there. But look a little closer, and you start to notice something different. The panel gaps are tighter than anything that came out of a factory in the 70s. The paint, deep, glass-like, almost liquid in how it reflects light. This isn't just a restored car, it's reimagined craftsmanship. Walking around the exterior, the first thing that grabs attention is the stance. Restomods like this often sit lower, wider, and more planted than the original, and this Chevelle is no exception. The upgraded suspension subtly drops the ride height, giving it a muscular crouch, like it's ready to pounce. The wheels are larger than stock, often 18 or even 20 inches, wrapped in modern performance tires that fill out the wheel arches perfectly. They don't just look good, they completely transform how the car grips the road. The front end keeps that iconic dual headlight layout and bold grille, but modern touches sneak in. LED lighting is often integrated, offering brighter visibility while still respecting the classic look. The chrome accents are either polished to perfection or replaced with brushed or blacked out finishes depending on the builder's vision. Either way, the result is striking. Move to the side, and you'll notice the clean body lines. No unnecessary clutter, just pure muscle car design. The subtle SS badging reminds you that this isn't just any Chevelle, it's a performance icon reborn. Some builds include flush-mounted glass, shaved door handles, or custom trim pieces, giving it a smoother, more refined profile. At the rear, the Chevelle stays true to its roots with rectangular taillights and a broad, confident stance. But again, modernization plays a role. LED taillights glow with a crisp intensity, and the exhaust system, often a dual setup with polished tips, adds both visual drama and an unforgettable soundtrack. And speaking of sound, we'll get to that in a moment. Step inside, and this is where the transformation really shines. The original 1970 Chevelle interior was simple, functional, and undeniably cool, but by today's standards, it's basic. A Restomod changes that completely while preserving the classic feel. The first thing you notice is the materials. Premium leather replaces the old vinyl, often hand-stitched with custom patterns. The seats may retain their original shape, but they're re-engineered for comfort and support, making long drives actually enjoyable instead of a back-breaking experience. The dashboard is a perfect blend of old and new. You'll still see that classic layout, but the gauges are now modern instruments, sometimes digital displays cleverly hidden behind vintage-style faces. They're precise, easy to read, and packed with information the original car could only dream of. The steering wheel often keeps a retro design but may include modern touches like improved grip or integrated controls. The center console, completely transformed. You might find a touchscreen infotainment system seamlessly integrated into the dash, offering navigation, Bluetooth connectivity, and high-quality audio. Yes, audio, because let's be honest, the original sound systems in classic cars were not great. But in a Restomod like this, you're getting a premium sound setup with hidden speakers, subwoofers, and amplifiers that deliver crystal clear music without ruining the vintage aesthetic. Climate control is another major upgrade. Instead of struggling with outdated ventilation, you get modern air conditioning and heating systems that actually work, perfect for daily driving, no matter the weather. Even the little things are improved. Power windows, keyless entry, push-button start. Features we take for granted today are seamlessly integrated into this classic machine, making it feel less like a relic and more like a modern performance car wrapped in a timeless design. Now let's talk about what really defines a Restomod like this: performance. Under the hood of a 1970 Chevelle SS Restomod, you're unlikely to find the original engine, at least not in its stock form. Instead, many builds feature modern power plants like the legendary LS or LT Series 5.8 engines from General Motors. These engines are absolute monsters. We're talking anywhere from 400 horsepower on the low end to well over 700 horsepower in high-end builds. And unlike the engines of the past, these modern version 8s are not just powerful, they're reliable, efficient, and surprisingly refined. Turn the key, or press the button, and the engine roars to life. The sound is deep, aggressive, and unmistakably American. But it's not just noise. It's controlled power. Pair that engine with a modern transmission, often a 6-speed manual or a high-performance automatic, and you get a driving experience that's worlds apart from the original. Gear shifts are smoother, acceleration is quicker, and overall performance is dramatically improved. And it's not just about straight-line speed. One of the biggest weaknesses of classic muscle cars was handling. They were built for drag racing, not cornering. But a Restomod changes that completely. Upgraded suspension systems, COI levers, improved control arms, modern bushings, transform how the car behaves on the road. It feels planted, stable, and responsive. You can take corners with confidence, something that would have been risky in the original car. Braking is another area where Restomods shine. Out go the old drum brakes, replaced by modern disc brakes with multi-piston calipers. The result: shorter stopping distances, better control, and a huge boost in safety. All of this comes together to create a car that doesn't just look fast, it is fast, in every sense of the word. But what's it actually like to drive? Imagine sitting behind the wheel, gripping that steering wheel, hearing the engine rumble beneath you. You press the accelerator, and the response is immediate. The car surges forward with a force that pushes you back into your seat. It's raw, it's visceral, and it's incredibly addictive. Yet at the same time, it's surprisingly civilized. Thanks to modern engineering, the ride is smoother, the cabin is quieter, and the overall experience is far more comfortable than you'd expect from a 50-year-old design. It's the best of both worlds. You get the character, the emotion, the presence of a classic muscle car, combined with the performance and usability of a modern machine. Now let's talk about something everyone is curious about: price. Restomods like this are not cheap, and for good reason. Building one of these cars requires thousands of hours of labor, high-quality parts, and expert craftsmanship. On the lower end, you might find a decent 1970 Chevelle SS Restomod starting around $80,000 to $120,000. These builds are solid, but may not have the highest-end components or custom work. Step up to mid-range builds, and you're looking at $150,000 to $250,000. Here, you'll find more powerful engines, better materials, and more attention to detail. But if you want the best of the best, fully custom, show-quality builds with top-tier performance, you can easily exceed $300,000, with some builds reaching $500,000 or more. And while that may sound extreme, it's important to remember what you're getting. This isn't just a car, it's a piece of art, a statement, and an experience all rolled into one. Owning a Restomod Chevelle is about more than transportation. It's about passion. It's about turning heads wherever you go. It's about hearing that engine roar and feeling that connection to a golden era of automotive history, without sacrificing modern comfort and performance. There's also an emotional factor that's hard to quantify. Cars like this tell a story. They represent a time when design was bold, when engines were loud, and when driving was more than just getting from point A to point B. A Restomod takes that story and continues it, bringing it into the present with new technology and new possibilities. And that's really what makes the 1970 Chevelle SS Restomod so special. It's not stuck in the past, but it never forgets where it came from. Whether you're cruising down a highway, pulling into a car meet, or just sitting in your garage admiring it, this car delivers something that modern vehicles often lack: soul. It's imperfect in the best ways, yet perfected where it matters most. It's classic power, reimagined. And once you experience it, there's no going back.